Hello again, and continuing our coverage of events in Syria now. Soon after Turkey shot down the Russian jet, a video emerged on a website run by a Syrian opposition group. Militants are seen firing a missile, then it shows a helicopter being destroyed. Some reports suggested it was one of the two Russian helicopters sent to rescue the pilots of the downed jet. However, the rebels in the video can be seen shouting that they had hit a Syrian craft. Russia's defense ministry has confirmed that one of its helicopters was hit, killing a serviceman. We asked military expert Charles Shoebridge for his take on the unverified footage.
An interesting set of claims. The problem with this video for verification purposes is that it seems to, as perhaps might be expected in these circumstances, be quite heavily edited. So it's difficult to say whether we should be linking these incidents at all, or indeed whether this helicopter, as the rebels claimed, had recently landed, or whether it was just parked up on the airfield. Because of the editing, it's difficult to say what the exact circumstances are.
Well, the weapon used in the video, is an American-made TOW anti-tank missile. It's got a range of more than 4 kilometers and has been covertly supplied to Syrian militants since 2014. Hundreds of such systems have been spotted in the hands of numerous different rebel groups. Last year, US media cited so-called moderate rebels thanking Washington for supplying the weapons. But just months after that, it was revealed that some of the missiles were captured by an al-Qaeda affiliate. And just a few days ago, terrorists posted this video, thanking those so-called moderate rebels for handing over some of the US-made weapons. Charles Shoebridge went on to say that the missiles are dangerously easy to get hold of.
These weapons are freely available to the rebel ranks, including IS and particularly al-Nusra, the al-Qaeda affiliate, have often filmed themselves and have been filmed by others using these weapons. These weapons have come from a number of sources. They are US manufactured, but for example, only last July, a very large order, more than 10,000 of these weapons were supplied by the US to Saudi Arabia. As we know, Saudi Arabia has been making no secret of the fact of its arming of rebel groups in Syria, some of whom are far from moderate in nature.
Meanwhile, ISIL just keeps on growing, with up to 30,000 foreign fighters recruited from around the world in its ranks, according to the latest figures. RT's Maria van Osten reports on how recruiters are reaching those potential converts in the US.
We've covered Islamic State's rise in Syria and met ISIL recruiters in Lebanon. In America, we've talked to those who go to fight the jihadists overseas, as well as to the families of US citizens who have joined their ranks in the Middle East. But now, we're tracking Islamic State members on American soil.
Behind me is one of the campuses of Florida Technical College, a large school here in the south of the state. And this is exactly here, not so long ago, that people appeared calling themselves ISIS recruiters.
Students say they were first contacted through social networks, the most common and most effective channel used by Islamic State to connect with would-be jihadists. Then the college's director says 3 men came to the campus, handing out Islamic State literature.
Looking for people that were essentially either dissatisfied with the way things are going on in the world today, or just looking for some sort of idealistic idea about what they might want to do.
Following the deadly terror attack in Paris, which ISIL claimed responsibility for, the group threatened attacks on the US capital as well. And the theory is that's why the Islamists have been recruiting on the ground in America. We requested an interview with Florida Technical College. They cancelled our meeting at the last minute, citing security reasons. Not many of those we spoke to on campus were even aware that ISIL might have a direct presence in the US.
No. You never heard about that? You never heard about that?
No.
Those who knew, though, were concerned.
Why you didn't get any attention?
What the people don't know won't hurt them. The less people that know, the less panic you will have.
The FBI works hard to track down and closely watch suspected ISIL sympathizers. More than 70 alleged supporters have been arrested in the last 2 years, some with deadly intentions.
Do you think ISIS could be successful here?
Sad to say, I believe they could.
They're brutal, they behead people, but still, some people join them.
Maybe
Why?
they promise them things that they feel they can't get on their own.
Like what?
Money, home, shelter, family.
Even with our government, even other governments as well in different countries, we're never told the truth to begin with.
Inside the campus, we bumped into a senior member of staff at the college. He wanted to remain anonymous.
As much as I hate admitting this, ISIS is protected under our government. You know, they have the Fifth Amendment. Anyone can, whatever religion, belief, whatever, they can talk about it, they can express their feelings. It would be inappropriate for instructors to say to a student not to believe in something, not to follow it.
Even if it's like a terrorist organization?
That is not our place to say something.
It is scary to think that people would actually do that, go to those schools and try and recruit kids.
It is really hard to say whether the people that one day showed up in this campus were real ISIS members. But even if they were just pretending, that shows how inspiring and attractive the group continues to be, despite their brutal activities and really violent ideology.
And it seems there is little to stop that ideology being preached and spreading further. Marie from RT, Florida, USA.
Well, up next here in RT International, it's going underground with Afshin Ritanzi, looking at the news largely overlooked by mainstream media. And if you're watching us in the UK or Ireland, stay tuned for a report about a Russian community building a new town in the Arctic.